Automations, how to set up automations in Tegrity Connect. In this module, you'll learn step-by-step how to create an automation workflow in Tegrity Connect. We'll walk through building a new workflow, choosing triggers and actions, and getting it live. By the end, you'll be able to set up and test an automation that works on its own. Log into Tegrity Connect and go to the Automation section, often labeled Workflows. Click on Create Workflow, sometimes a new workflow or plus button, to start building your automation. You can usually choose to start from scratch or use a template. For your first automation, starting blank is a great learning experience. Every workflow begins with a trigger, the event that starts the automation. Click Add New Trigger and select one from the list. Contact added, appointment booked, form submitted, etc. Configure any trigger settings or filters. For example, you might trigger only for contacts with a certain tag or from a specific form. The trigger is your workflow's "when this happens" condition. Next, add actions, the steps the workflow will perform after the trigger. Click the plus icon or add action in the builder. Choose an action like send email, send SMS, add a tag, assign to user, etc. Configure the action details. For a message, you'll write the content. For an assignment, choose the team member, etc. You can add multiple actions in sequence. This defines the "then do these things" part of your automation. For more advanced flows, Tegrity Connect lets you insert filters or conditions like an if-else step to branch logic and delays, wait times, between actions. For example, you might add a one-day delay before sending a follow-up email, or use an if-else to check if a contact opened the first email. These tools help tailor the automation, but you can keep it simple for now. Once your trigger and actions are in place, save your workflow. Look for a Save button in the top corner. Before activating, it's wise to test it. Tegrity Connect has a test workflow feature. Select a sample contact and run the test. The system will simulate the trigger and attempt the actions. Check if the automation did what you expected. For example, did you receive the test email? If something didn't work, adjust the trigger or action settings and test again. Satisfied with your workflow? Toggle it from draft to active. This turns it on so it will run for real contacts. From now on, whenever the trigger event occurs, say a new contact is added, Tegrity Connect will automatically carry out the actions you set. If your automation isn't firing, double-check the trigger conditions. Are they being met exactly? And that the workflow is active. Tegrity Connect provides indicators or logs. For example, you can see if contacts are in a workflow or any errors. Adjust filters if it's too narrow. Automation is a bit of trial and error at first, but once it's right, it will work consistently. And remember, you can always edit a live workflow and save changes. Just be careful if contacts are mid-flow. Even after activation, keep an eye on your automation's outcomes. Did the emails send and did leads progress as expected? Tegrity Connect's workflow stats can show how many times a trigger fired and actions executed. Use this to refine your automation. Over time, you'll build confidence to create more complex workflows knowing you can test and tweak them easily.